The grudge match of the year could only be contained by a rare non-title fight pay-per-view event. Billed as former friends, Colby Covington and Jorge Masvidal settled it in the octagon and made a lot of money in the process. Welcome to MMA Money. In this video, I'll be discussing fighter pay for UFC 272, which took place on Saturday, March 5th, 2022 at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Because the Nevada State Athletic Commission stopped releasing MMA and boxing purses in 2020, the fighter payouts listed are just estimates based on past earnings. And to be quite honest, these numbers will be a little rougher than usual based on the inconsistent information I was able to dig up. The co-main event for the card, intended to be a battle of the Rafaels between Rafael dos Anjos and Rafael Fiziev, fell through and Fiziev tested positive for COVID just days before they were scheduled to fight. Fortunately for the fans, Renato Moicano stepped in to take on dos Anjos on short notice and keep the fight on the card. But I'll get into that in a bit. Let's jump into the first matchup. The main card kicked off with a heavyweight bout between Greg Hardy and Serghei Spivac. Hardy, coming off 2 straight knockout losses, desperately needed to avoid a third, but unfortunately for him, Spivac took him down early and finished him just 2 minutes and 16 seconds into the first round. Hardy still took home $100,000 to show, along with another $6,000 fight week incentive, bringing his total to $106,000. And while Spivac only took home $75,000 to show, he also received the $6,000 fight week incentive and brought in an additional $75,000 win bonus, which brought his total to $156,000. The second fight saw Kevin Holland return to welterweight to take on Alex Oliveira. Holland almost got into trouble a couple of times on the ground in the first round and fell into a choke right at the end of the round, but gave a big thumbs up as time expired. He came out fast in the second and TKO'd Oliveira just 38 seconds into the round. The veteran Oliveira secured $90,000 guaranteed and another $21,000 fight week incentive for a total of $111,000. Meanwhile, for Holland's work, he took home $100,000 to show, an $11,000 incentive, another $100,000 win bonus, and the $50,000 performance of the night bonus for a total of $261,000. The third fight of the night was a featherweight bout between veteran Edson Barbosa and the rising star Bryce Michell. Michell ate a few shots but dominated Barbosa on the ground for most of the fight, resulting in a unanimous decision win. While he lost on the scorecard, Barbosa still came out ahead with the fight purse. He took home $180,000 to show and a $21,000 fight week incentive for a total of $201,000. On the flip side, Michell earned $45,000 to show, a $6,000 incentive, and another $45,000 win bonus for a total of $96,000. After the fight, Bryce announced he would be donating half of his fight purse, $45,000, to charity in his home state of Arkansas. UFC President Dana White instead told him to keep his money and he would make the donation on his behalf. On to the co-main event, Rafael dos Anjos versus last-minute replacement Renato Moicano. Moicano showed his toughness and fought hard and may very well have performed better with a full training camp, but dos Anjos was too much for him and came away with the unanimous decision. Moicano took home $80,000 to show, an $11,000 fight week incentive, for a total on the night of $91,000. Meanwhile, dos Anjos earned $200,000 to show, $21,000 in fight week incentive pay, bringing his total to $221,000. And finally, the main event of the evening, the welterweight grudge match between Jorge Masvidal and Colby Covington. For all the hype, it ended up being a very one-sided affair. Jorge had flashes, including securing a knockdown in the 4th round, but overall Covington dominated with his wrestling and arguably won every single round for a unanimous decision win. Interestingly, and confirmed by both fighters, Colby decided to forego his pay-per-view revenue share for the fight, which significantly reduced his total pay. For Masvidal's work, he brought in $500,000 to show, a $21,000 fight week incentive, the coveted $50,000 fight of the night bonus, and of course his share of the pay-per-view revenue. That brings his grand total up to a whopping $1,171,000. And for the winner, Colby Covington, he earned $400,000 guaranteed, an $11,000 fight week incentive, and the $50K fight of the night bonus for a less impressive $461,000. Colby claimed the fight wasn't about money, which is why he chose, or at least was willing to forego the pay-per-view. He said he wanted to show that he was deserving of being a lifetime UFC fighter. It could be an investment that ultimately pays off, but it certainly affected his earnings for the night. And that's all for UFC 272. Please leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this. Let me know what other topics you'd like to hear about and how I can improve the channel.